which literally bothers nobody apart from myself for how sad I am for them that is the state of their lives. To the bottom right hand side, our red Terran player from Team Liquid. It is uThermal. He's going up against the blue Terran player to the top left hand side, DeMusliM here on Catalyst for map number 1 of this best of 3. Get this set up and going as we continue our way through those replays again. Keep those votes coming in on the straw poll, guys. We'll see who you are going to be wanting to see the most. I think Nurture was kind of leading the charge. Was our current leading moment or so last time I just checked it, but I'll check it again after, maybe even this game or this series. Again, I mean, vote, don't vote, it doesn't bother me. We're going to cast a bunch of these games anyways. I'd just rather focus on casting the games that you guys want to see, rather than maybe the ones that I just want to pick, you know? What's up, Jimstock, by the way, for the Cheer 31. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Guys, the reason Showtime versus Hero Marine, for example, is not being played is because that matchup just doesn't get played. Top 16 players advance, and Showtime versus Hero Marine is round of 16. They're already top 16, so they have already advanced. As we do see the early game here, just an SCV coming across. Reaper building from both, and looks as though uThermal will double gas against an expansion of DeMusliM. DeMusliM is looking to try and expand here nice and quickly. We'll see what uThermal does about that. I mean, obviously, just setting up with the double gas, the 1-1-1 initially. Getting set up here, we'll see how uThermal does, and see how he kind of plans to kind of take advantage of the more economic focused build of DeMusliM. Generally here, DeMusliM will just want to hold off, only lose a couple workers to stop the harassment from uThermal doing too much. And he should start to be in a fine position because, of course, the CC is so much faster. That goes a long way to help him out. So Reaper just sat on the ramp. And we are going to be seeing the SCV just on the ramp with him. This Reaper is going to be coming across the map. We're going to see what's going to go on. So uThermal coming through, and we're going to see actually Reapers on Reapers already. uThermal backs away from that pretty quick with the SCV of DeMusliM being there as well. There's a second Reaper right now from uThermal. Moving out and in towards the center of the map. So 2 Reapers and now going into the reactor. It's a Cyclone as well already, so just setting up fairly standard so far out of DeMusliM. Again, his factory's a bit later. He goes straight into a Hellion, which helps a lot defensively. All these Reapers going to get the high ground though from uThermal. And see a little bit of a Reaper skirmish as DeMusliM backing away. She continues to take some shots here. uThermal. Let's be a little bit careful still. Never player losing a Reaper just yet, and we are going to be seeing the couple of Reapers coming back in towards the middle once again. Cyclone now as well, and actually Cyclone going to lead the charge up this ramp, so here we go. He actually targets down already one Reaper. So Reaper goes down here. We're just going to see those Reapers continue to move forwards, and we're actually going to see a second Reaper gets caught on the high ground. Oh my god, well this is going to be the Hellion in a little bit of trouble here as these Reapers going forwards, and DeMusliM, he actually doesn't have anything right now. The factory is on a reactor, but the reactor's going to die, so only one Cyclone building at a time anyways, and with the Hellion here as well. Oh god, this could be kind of painful. I mean, does DeMusliM even hold this right? I mean, there's another Cyclone about to pop from DeMusliM now. I mean, that helps, but there's 2 Reapers here as well. And they're killing a lot of units. Well, the Cyclone pops out, and I guess we're about to get our answer. And I think that Cyclone, even if it trades out Cyclone for Cyclone, there's still 2 Reapers and a Hellion to deal with. DeMusliM is going to type out GG. uThermal picks up game. This is DeMusliM. As you're all going to see to the bottom left-hand side from Team Liquid, our red Terran player is uThermal. He's up against the blue Terran player to the top right-hand side. Give it up for DeMusliM. Game 2 now, here on Blackpink. What's up, Murtha? Coming in for the 26-month resub. Get some woody hearts in the chat, please, for Murtha and the 26 months. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it, man. Thank you very much indeed. How you doing? Nah, God. It's crazy because I still do remember you messaging me about some of the guides I was making and stuff, and sending me an email, and that's when you started to watch the stream, and it's crazy to think back to, man. It's crazy to think back to. Thank you so much for the 26 months. YOLO, you say. YOLO. Alright, well, we are going to be seeing the early game opening here from both, looking towards an expansion, just one gas apiece. And generally, the one gas does lead you into expansion-based play. That's the way it goes. That's the way players play this matchup out. That's just generally, you know, if you don't take a second gas, you have enough minerals to... expand. So that's what we're going to be seeing here. Wardy pretending he doesn't know how this game ends. So yeah, it's a little bit awkward. Because this was the game that this was the series that I actually did kind of have up on my second screen to give you updates from. So I do roughly know how these games go. I'm not going to lie. I'm just trying to cast them with as much authenticity as I can. Actually, apart from the first game, I actually don't know kind of how the second game goes at all. Because I didn't pay any attention because the games that were happening at the same time were pretty crazy. So I'm not really sure how this second game goes at all. I did know the first game ended with that kind of attack forwards with two Reapers and a Cyclone. But other than that, I'm a little bit unaware as we do see the small little Reaper duel here in the early stages getting going. Oh my god, all of a sudden it's really cold in my room. I've had the window open because it was really kind of just a little bit stuffy in here before, but man, now it's kind of just suddenly, like, it must have been like the wind just changed direction or so, it'll sort of like blown into the direction of my window, but god, suddenly it's just freezing. Suddenly it's just so cold. So you see these couple of Reapers coming forwards, you see a couple of Reapers of DeMusliM backing up in towards the main base. And uThermal here is, again, applying pressure, but this time again his Cyclone isn't here or anything, he doesn't kill those Reapers. Doesn't look as though he'll just end the game right away. What's this guy doing? Why are you just saying KYS all the time, bro? Chill. God, I don't know what it is with Twitch chat today, but from... Again, I don't mean to generalize you guys, but there's been a lot of people in Twitch chat today that have just been, like, spamming, negative, crazy. I don't know, like, Twitch chat today has just been very kind of weird. You guys have been, like, a little bit... Some people have just woken up on the wrong side of bed today, apparently. Like... Really? I don't know. It's crazy. Anyways, Hellions will not do too much more here for Cyclone in place. It's actually 3 Hellions made from uThermal, who just going into this now a Cyclone and a Raven. We actually see a lot of the time why the Raven can be very useful. The Raven is something which is able to kind of do a lot, and we saw it from some earlier TvTs way earlier today. What even was it? Was that actually in the... Was that actually in the Kaiser versus Alive in OSC Championship? I think it must have been earlier today. Now we saw the Raven getting a lot of views because I don't think we cast any TvT since then. Wow, that feels like a long time ago now. Anyways, we saw some Raven play earlier, and it turns out they can be quite useful and have some pretty fun little interactions. So the Raven earlier here from uThermal will protect him from Cloak Banshees, of course, but also he can use it later. Interference Matrixes to break positions, to create attack potential where he might not usually have it, for example. A lot of possibilities as we do have. Well, let's this. Naughty DeMusliM using skins in a WCS competition. Yeah. You can see those Hellions getting pushed away. We're going to see 2 medevacs coming across the map. So DeMusliM looking to apply some pressure. He actually has a very fast stim pack, which is a little bit weird for the TvT. So, very fast stim here. Just went into the 2 racks very quickly. Similar to the build, I guess, Hero Marine went for a little bit earlier as well against Optimus. Let's see how this goes. As we do have Marines, a Cyclone, a couple of medevacs going to get ready to push on in towards a natural expansion. DeMusliM here looking to see what's happening. He's looking to push on up in towards the natural expansion, so... Does he want to, though? I mean, a bunker here, a siege tank, a lot of units in the main. I think it's actually kind of impossible for DeMusliM to find a good position to fight right now at the moment. So I think DeMusliM is just going to have to kind of call it a day for now, as these 2 medevacs are going to be reinforced. And I guess with tanks very shortly could make this somewhat dangerous moving forwards. Two medevacs just going to be dropping down behind the refineries in the depot, and we're all going to be seeing the Raven. Well, actually, maybe Interference Matrix, maybe a little bit sooner would have been great, because then he could have stopped the lift up, and there was going to be units coming through to be able to help out. Oh, we are going to be seeing the +1 attack upgrade. We'll finish in a moment for DeMusliM. uThermal already has +1 attack, +1 armor already started. One of the big things DeMusliM will have will be the combat shields as well, though, so he'll have that in a moment or two. Scan from DeMusliM onto uThermal's main base. Again, medevacs just gathering together in the main tank, Marines, Cyclone, getting set to go as well, and we are just going to be seeing the yes, DeMusliM still just out the front and seeing what else is see what's going to happen next. I mean, DeMusliM has these 2 tanks, which can maybe allow him to kind of maybe create like a little bit of a contain or so, but I'm not even too sure right now. We're going to see a tank sieging up over here. A few Marines, a Cyclone. Just going to sit down to the south side, and just going to be seeing uThermal actually going to move out. He's got Interference Matrix on just one of the tanks. He pushes on down, he feels good, but he doesn't have combat shields, which means that he loses the Marine fight quite heavily. It's a pretty good job right there very quickly, as we're going to be seeing. He's actually going to break up in towards the natural expansion, targets down another tank, but there's one more behind it. This was a mistake by uThermal, though, and DeMusliM now going to stay siege down this ramp, and that was definitely a moment for DeMusliM. That was definitely his win. uThermal now going to hit combat shields. Maybe he just didn't realize there was combat shields up for his opponent. He's actually going to chase this away as DeMusliM just lifted up for a moment. And actually, he's going to start losing quite a bit. Those tanks do not find the chance at the moment to siege up. And actually now, obviously, I mean, the medevacs are here to lift up and get out. And he does have a boost. So he is able to boost away over to the other side. We're just going to be seeing the scan coming down once again. Just from both players looking to see what is up. What the game sound keeps me in? That's when I tab out to time out people who are posting spoilers in the chat. Sorry, guys. When it goes like this, it disappears for a moment. It's just an alt tab because I'm going into chat. Medevacs here from DeMusliM loaded up, looking for something. He's got 3rd CC down behind this. uThermal, no 3rd CC, by the way, so actually definitely not in the greatest of positions. Looking at 2 base all in him. Actually down on upgrades as well. uThermal is only on 1-1, and DeMusliM going in towards 2-2 as well. He's just going to be seeing the see if uThermal is actually going to run in towards, oh my god, that lift up of DeMusliM. Thank God he has the boost, because otherwise he'd be in trouble. uThermal stims again, though. Feels as though maybe he's got an opportunity to catch some of this, and honestly, he very well may. The Marines are going to start forcing these units to unload, and that's uThermal going to pick up a lot of kills here. Oh wow, one medevac with a tank or 2 inside just does get away, and then flies back in. At the same time, now DeMusliM comes from the south side. uThermal's actually very kind of overstimmed on his army because he was chasing for so long. And so actually, in the end, these units are going to trade each other out pretty evenly. uThermal just wins out with medevacs overhead. That's uThermal pushing himself into quite the lead all of a sudden. What a turnaround. Catching those medevacs and forcing them to drop units out in obviously inopportune locations. Fantastic play here for uThermal. As we are going to see these units coming over towards the right-hand side with uThermal setting up and looking to see what he can do next. A couple of Liberators here as well will be getting set to siege up and potentially push away these tanks. Marines from DeMusliM stimming forwards again. There's the Liberators. That will be the advantage right now for uThermal. He's building 2 more. Needs to be careful not to lose air control, otherwise the Vikings of DeMusliM will just clean up those libs nice and easily. Couple of moments here as we wait to see what's just going to happen next. Another scan or 2 coming down. More units coming through the center of the map. I'm just going to be seeing the scan once again coming into play. A scan from both players. Again, just constant information being gained. It's going to be seen DeMusliM comes in to fight this. I mean, the libs aren't doing a lot right now. In fact, they're just going to go down. It looks as though DeMusliM will be able to clean out this army of uThermal. uThermal gets pushed away, and DeMusliM wins out in this fight. Sub Albert, by the way, coming in for the 25-month resub. Thank you so much for the 25 months. say thank you again in a moment or two. Just wanted to say it at some point because it feels as though he subbed a while ago and now I didn't say anything yet and blah blah blah. Anyway, his Vikings firing away. Going to see a couple of tanks sieging up from DeMusliM on the low ground. And uThermal still looking for an opportunity, still looking to try and do something. I mean, DeMusliM just has the upgrade lead though, and that will help him in every single one of these fights time after time after time. Marines coming in towards the center of the map, and we are going to be seeing another tank just sieging. Still liberators here for uThermal, but DeMusliM has not really had an issue fighting against those just yet, honestly. He hasn't had an issue just yet. I don't see why he would suddenly have one. Tank's going to start spreading out all over the place, and we are going to be seeing Liberators just going to siege up again, once again. DeMusliM setting up a huge surrounder coming from a couple different directions. Here we go. And he's starting to, well, thinking about pushing on forwards, decides not to. Liberators will siege up here. A couple of tanks in the front will unsiege, and he will lift up, able to save those. Again, can't just stim into those Liberators because the tanks from the back line will cover the Marines if they stim on through. Tank sieges, and we are again spread out here from DeMusliM to engage from two angles when he feels the moment is right. I mean, maybe he just waits for the final set of upgrades. It might not be a bad situation. uThermal ended up flying his main base orbital over towards a third base location because, again, he's not been able to mine from a third just yet. Still a lot of Liberators gathering up together here and will be ready to push forwards once again. uThermal needs to do something, though. I'd like to do something. Again, a couple of libs sieging up, and he will be able to pick away at this siege tank. One tank goes down. More Marines from DeMusliM going to rotate around the top. His tank's going to unsiege as well, and well, just looking to see what he can do. Look at the surround that DeMuslim's got going on. This is going to be the 360 surround. This is going to be a uThermal sandwich from DeMusliM. It's not just the two slices of bread. He is like the bun. Going to envelop everything of DeMusliM, of uThermal, sorry, in a moment or two. Well, actually, apparently uThermal's going to break out of the sandwich to the right-hand side, but there it goes. I mean, this is a very weird sandwich eating itself. I don't know what's going on anymore. A cannibalistic sandwich, as we are going to be seeing DeMusliM pushes uThermal away. For how long, actually? He's going to push in towards siege tank fire and some Liberators firing as well. Scrappy game. Remember the two set of upgrade advantage here from DeMusliM. 2 attack upgrades ahead, 2 armor upgrades ahead. All that goes a long way in these scrappy Marine-focused fights. And Loden here as well needs to move out of range of Liberators, of course. These Marines definitely can turn and fight once again, and could maybe even get a lib, but the tank maybe makes him think twice about that. At the same time, DeMusliM drops over towards the third base, so do a little bit of damage once again here. Marines still continue to work his way through the orbital command. And we are going to be seeing those Liberators and Marines pull him back over to the left-hand side here. Once again, uThermal coming back towards the bottom left-hand side. More Marines, more tanks, more medevacs gathering together, and we'll be looking to keep on pushing forwards in the next few moments. DeMusliM looking for a way to break through into victory. A very slight advantage in terms of supply numbers, but when you think about the upgrades as well, it's a huge one. DeMusliM looks as though he's going to start dropping in towards the main base of uThermal. uThermal mid-map will not be able to do much against this, and so he's just going to lift up his production and off and away he goes. Oh, he's not actually going to go anywhere just yet. He's just going to sit there, but he can go off and away if he'd like to. DeMusliM has to be careful. His medevac's going to get caught in the middle. I mean, this is one of the ways that DeMusliM loses this. Taking small flights at a time with half of his army is definitely a way for uThermal to find a way back in. Tank fire will push uThermal back for the moment. Meanwhile, this drops back onto the third base. A lot of SCVs going down over here. This base getting targeted down. Marines over here pushing their way through production. uThermal can't build anything else. He has to go for this, and he has to go for this right now. Because if he waits any longer, well, DeMusliM just keeps on pumping out units, right? It doesn't get any better here for uThermal over time, as he's losing everything back at home again. There's no kind of victory in position for him in that regard. We're just going to be seeing these tanks still firing. A couple of tanks will unsiege, push a little bit further forwards, and well, maybe this is it. Libs are sieging up. Still uThermal trying to find a position to work with, but he has nothing. One orbital in the middle of the map is still flying here, but this really is just about it. Here we go. Finally the push comes in from DeMusliM and uThermal. DeMusliM obviously comes in very causing chaos, and that's making people upset. stop the conversation. And I will have to time you guys out when I get a chance to reach chat. I haven't been able to reach out at all. I think my mods have just have real lives today, unfortunately. It happens. Anyways, let's see what goes down to the bottom right-hand side. Our red Terran player from Team Liquid in this tied-up situation. It is uThermal. He's going up against the blue Terran top left. It is DeMusliM. And DeMusliM will be the one to throw down 2 proxied racks over here on Odyssey. uThermal actually likes to scout this position quite a bit if he does SCV scout in the TvT, but that might be something he bypasses here. It's definitely not unheard of to bypass the setup of scouting off of a worker early. So these 2 racks coming on up, and we're going to see an SCV already moving on forwards to try and, well, pick up some information from DeMusliM, see what's going on. Unfortunately for DeMusliM, already uThermal building into a factory as well does mean that he's going to have the potential here to just shut DeMusliM down a little bit right from the get-go, honestly. I mean, it just does help, you know. You're going to have Reaper, and then you're going to have the potential for Hellion or the Cyclone. It's much better than delaying the factory and getting a CC. So already uThermal with the slight, you know, advantage, the better build order basically in this scenario. As you do see the first Reaper from DeMusliM out here, and oh, uThermal sees the barracks now with this first Reaper, so now he kind of knows what he's up against, and obviously that makes it a lot better for him in terms of being able to defend. It means he will start a Hellion right away rather than a Cyclone, because generally the Hellion builds a lot faster, and so with the Hellion coming out faster, it helps you to defend a little bit earlier on, as we're going to be seeing the Reapers continue to go at it. 2 Reapers here from DeMusliM, just going to be looking to see what he can do. Oh, he actually does pick up a Reaper here. He's going to lose a Reaper as well. We'll see the Hellion pops out, and that will go a long way to helping out, even killing another Reaper of DeMusliM. DeMuslim's already losing. Oh, whoa! Already losing his momentum a little bit, I was about to say, but actually uThermal does just get the GG